Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are here at 6 p.m. We're an hour later than normal. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Welcome to Oracle Hour. My name is Sabrina Rising. I am a spiritual mentor and a psychic medium, and it is my honor and joy to be here with you to connect in this very powerful community during a very, very powerful time in the month with in between eclipses, with the new moon in Aries coming and the shift in Aries into Neptune. There's so much intensity in the air. So for tonight, I really want to talk about staying grounded and anchoring ourselves during this very intense time of unescapable, unavoidable transformation. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, or if you might be watching on Instagram, come and join us on YouTube. If you want to ask questions, you can post them in the chat, and I will answer questions on a first come, first serve basis. Again, it's my honor to serve you. If you have any questions about anything you might be struggling with in your life, it could be your relationship, your health, your career path. Perhaps you want a message from your spirit guides or your angel team, or you just want to know what your higher self really wants to remind you of at this time, during this very tender time, as we are all in a very intense recalibration period. There's so much transformation going on for so many of us. So I'd be happy to channel a message for you on your behalf, just to give you some guidance and some clarity and mostly some reassurance that you are not alone. The thing I love most about this work, about channeling and about, being a spiritual mentor, is just being able to connect you to universal intelligence, to your spirit team, whoever is here to support you, just so that you understand and you know on a really profound level that you're not alone trying to figure this out with your intellect, that the way to living a fulfilled life is really by learning to develop your intuition and trusting in universal intelligence, trusting in God, trusting in nature, whatever your word is for that. To me, these are all synonyms of each other. And so, my deepest hope is that through this channeling work and receiving messages and being able to guide you, that you feel supported, that you trust that there is a unique path that is solely for you, that you're here to walk, that you're here to fulfill on during this lifetime that we're all in together, and that there is support should you need it, should you wish to lean into it. It's all about opening up our belief system and being willing to receive these messages and trusting the messages that come through. Okay, so during this very powerful portal, as I mentioned before, we're in between eclipses. There is an undeniable energy around transformation. It may even be sudden, right? There might be some sudden, unexpected changes for so many of us that can be very dysregulating, right? The mind likes to stay safe. It likes to stay in an environment that's predictable. We like our comfort zones. We want to feel stable and secure, especially for those of us that have been through some difficult times. So many of us are in that survival mode, that survival consciousness, where we really just want to ensure that we're on the right path, doing the right things, and getting our needs met. And getting our needs met is certainly foundational for the human experience. We have to get our needs met in order to feel safe, loved, and and secure and regulated, obviously on a nervous system level. But beyond just getting our needs met, there's an entire infinite realm of possibilities. There's the world of transformation. There's the world of full self-expression. There's the world of making our dreams come true and going after our desires, right? And so this is where I'm encouraging you to sort of look beyond the horizon, look beyond just the immediate of getting your needs met, and start to really envision the life that you want to create for yourself. Like, what do you want to feel like every day? What do you want to see come true for you? What are your deepest desires? This is the time to give yourself permission to really go for it. As we're moving into this Aries energy, it's all about taking action, and it's about claiming your destiny. Right. And so, we all have so much evidence, accumulated past evidence, on why we should stay the way we are, or why perhaps something's not possible for us, or why we might be limited in some way. And yet none of that is grounded in reality. In this moment, we every single one of us has the opportunity to sort of reset our belief system and really envision something bigger, something more powerful, something more abundant or more loving or more peaceful than what we've experienced so far. And now is such a powerful time to bring that into conscious awareness, to bring it into tangible evidence by embodying it, by feeling it, and by allowing it to come through us, not by trying to figure out how we're going to make it work, by simply surrendering to the energy, to the intention that we're setting, and allowing ourselves to feel that as if it's already done, right? And so whatever you seek is already inside of you. It's just a matter of being willing to believe it and feel it and act as if it's already done. And when you do these three things, you bring it into tangible evidence, and you call in the support that you need from your spirit team, from your angel guides, from your loved ones that have crossed over, and from human beings that are all around us that are willing to step up and support you. You'll be manifesting opportunities and better things, new relationships, new connections, perhaps new opportunities that weren't there before as a result of this embodiment work. Okay, so during this very intense time, it's really important to stay grounded. So remember to breathe in and out of your diaphragm. I teach this every week. This is my favorite grounding technique. Put one hand on your belly, breathe in and out of the diaphragm, put the other hand on your heart, and just remind yourself that you are safe, that you are loved, and that all is well right here, right now. This helps us stay grounded in the present moment. And as you do this practice, give yourself permission now to think big and envision a much bigger reality for yourself, whatever it is that you really deeply desire. It could be something as simple as harmonious relationships at home, or better health, or more, better quality sleep, or whatever your deepest desire is. But start to envision it and start to give yourself permission to really feel into that energy so that you can bring it into tangible evidence, all while staying grounded and connected to the present moment. Okay, so as we do this work, especially spiritual work and channeling work and psychic work and mediumship work, it's very important that we come to this work with a sound mind and body. All right, so we're really taking care of our vessel, and we're making sure that we are clear, that we are practicing staying in the present moment and cultivating that inner peace and staying grounded, so that we can connect and we can trust the messages that we receive, and that our intuition starts to really become, recognizable and accessible to us. Okay, so that is my message for this evening. Welcome, everybody. It's so lovely to see all of you here. Hi, Joe Daisy. Joe Daisy, looks like you were here earlier tonight. Miss McKay's here. Shiloh's here. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Anne. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Carla. Hi, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Okay, everybody. I would like to introduce you to my dear friend and moderator, my trusted Lacey. She's here with us every week. She's been here since the beginning of Oracle Hour, and she moderates the show. She will post your questions. She does all the back end. I don't do a thing. I couldn't do this without her. So I would love to bring her on so you could all say hello to her. Lacey, let's see, where are you? Oh, here we go. Hi, Lacey. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
This is my
Oracle Hour. Yes, I love being here with all of you every Wednesday.
Good, beautiful. We love having you. Thank you so much for being here. And it's such a support for me to know that you're there, to know that you're moderating and facilitating these questions. So thank you for being here. I love you so much. All right. Great. All right, Lacey, let's take the first question. Hi, Miss McKaya. So Miss McKaya says, hi, Sabrina. I was busy for 3 weeks because of work, and I just want to tell you that I'm still holding my job. Amazing. Top management praised me for my hard work on my assignments, as you mentioned. Amazing. I love it. 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 I was joking with my fiance earlier that the only thing that makes me happier than people getting what they want is me being right about it. So I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you, Miss McKay. That's amazing. Miss McKay also says, also, I'm enjoying my new apartment and the fear of moving is gone. Oh my goodness. I'm so grateful. This is so beautiful. You're going to make me cry at the beginning of the show. Thank you for everything you do to help people during difficult times. Oh, I'm honored to help you, Miss McKay. This is so beautiful. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy you're settled. I'm happy you have job security, and this is a beautiful thing. And I'm going to say one more thing because you stopped by. Hopefully, you're still here. Otherwise, you'll catch it on the replay. Please make sure, when things are good, this is the moment where we sort of let up, right? We sort of abandon our spiritual practice. All of a sudden, it becomes less important to manifest, or less important to become responsible for our energy, or to, have a spiritual practice and really be intentional with what we want to manifest. Okay. So don't let good stop extraordinary. Okay. When things are good, sometimes we kind of coast and we're think, oh, I'm okay. I don't need to meditate today, or I don't need to, so make sure that, especially when your energy is up, this is a beautiful time to go deeper into your practice and to maintain all the wonderful tools that have led you here. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with me. You made my night so far. Hi, Shiloh. So Shiloh says, I had a phone interview yesterday. Yay, waiting on them to call back. Will I be offered a good wage to live the life I want today? Get together with ex-coworker, learned more, definitely made the right decision walking away. Beautiful. Shiloh, we've been talking about this for several weeks now on the show, and I think it's so beautiful that you cultivated the courage to advocate for your needs. You took it upon yourself to take responsibility for the quality of the life that you want to create. And part of that is learning to say no and learning to walk away when situations don't serve us. And you did that. So I really want to acknowledge you for the courage that took. It's not easy to walk away from a job, especially, when you don't know what's next, and being in that sacred pause, being in that unknown period between where we are now and where we want to be, can be very challenging and very dysregulating. Okay. And so, but this is the time of transformation. So I love that you already had an interview. It's beautiful. And I do feel, I feel like a huge yes in my body as I'm tuning into your energy around this particular job, a particular job around human resources or human customer, something to do with people, helping people. Looks like there's a lot of reporting as well. So you'll have to report back to me and let me know if you do get this particular job. But I feel like it's going to be much better than what you were offered at the other place. So like, I want to say even like by the tens, it's like an increment of 10 or 15 more than what you were offered at the other place. And yeah, it looks like a much healthier environment for you to grow. The other thing I want to say too about this upcoming work environment is like, it looks like there's, I want to say continuing education or personal development that you could do that the company would pay for. So it's a really welcoming environment. You might have to catch up a little bit in terms of what their expectation is, and this is a good thing for you because it's going to activate other parts of you, other parts of your creativity, and inspire more creativity, a desire to learn, a desire to grow. So I feel really positive about this. Okay. So you definitely made the right decision. Walking away from a toxic work environment it's like walking away from a toxic relationship. So it's very important that you made this choice for your life, and I couldn't be happier for you. Okay, so all good things, Shiloh, with the upcoming job, and I feel like that's starting soon. Like they're looking to hire within 30 to 60 days. So come back and let me know how that unfolds for you. Okay, and thank you for stopping by, Shiloh. Good. Charlotte says, thank you, Sabrina, and gratitude for all. Yay, I'm in for that. That makes my heart joyful. Good, good. So the joy you feel right now, this is the beauty of sort of a little tip about getting a psychic reading, getting an intuitive reading that provokes positive energy. And so when you feel something really positive, that energy that you feel, that's what I want you to embody. I want you to practice staying there. Okay. So I've inspired some joy. I've inspired some relief. I've offered some reassurance, at channeling universal intelligence and your spirit team. This is what they want you to know. And so that positive energy that you feel, that's what you want to stay with. Stay in the awareness of that. Keep your focus there. That feeling of positivity, it magnetizes opportunities to you. It magnetizes all kinds of good things to you. Okay. So stay in the vibration of how you feel right now, feeling like, wow, that's good news. I can't wait for that. Feeling excited and positive about that. Okay. So just remember to anchor this energy and keep practicing it. Okay, Shiloh? Good. All right. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer Shonifair. Hope all is well. Hello. I would like to know what my guides would like me to know. Thank you so much. Okay. Jennifer, we haven't seen you in a while, I feel. See what your guides want you to know. The first thing I hear is writing music. Writing, it could be writing music or writing and music. So I don't know if they're together or separate. They're both creative outlets that, yeah, they're both creative outlets that your soul kind of needs at this time, and there actually is kind of an overlap if you were to really sit down with these gifts and give yourself permission to let them be fully self-expressed. What am I seeing? I'm seeing kind of like it looks like where you live. Perhaps maybe you're sitting outside on a bench and there's like you're surrounded by trees. This is a really beautiful place for you to sit and create, yeah, and just give yourself permission to really channel. Like there's something creative again that wants to come through you. It's like again writing and music. Maybe you're writing songs or you're writing lyrics, but there's something yeah, that wants to, it's almost like a softened energy that wants to come through you, like a feminine energy. And so sitting outside in nature, it looks like where you live, where you're, this area where I'm seeing, sitting there and writing and taking the time to really connect with your environment and with nature. There is, I feel like there's like I can't tell what kind of bird it is, but it feels like it's a spirit animal that like wants to connect with you, wants to communicate with you, kind of comes around every time you're sitting outside on this bench. And so, and I feel like this is like, it could be your grandfather. I don't know if you have a grandfather in the spirit realm, but it feels like an ancestor that wants to communicate with you and remind you that you're not alone, that you have support, and that even though it feels like you're estranged from your family or you haven't really talked to your family much, that there's you still have love, right? And he's got you, right? You have not been abandoned by him. He's there sort of to inspire you and to just bring in this gentle energy. I feel like you really need this gentle feminine energy. Like life has been hard. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of starting over, a lot of being let down by people and like not knowing where your place is. And so he's here to remind you that, and again, it looks like it looks, it almost looks like it. Maybe it's a pigeon. I'm not a bird expert, but it looks like a gray bird. He's here to remind you that you are exactly where you need to be right now. It's okay to land. It's okay to settle into where you are, and now it's a time. And now is a time for you to relax and surrender and soften and allow for this feminine energy to come through more, and to give permission to these gifts that you have. What is Jennifer saying? I do write songs, but haven't in a while. Okay, good. My grandfather is gone. Okay, good. There's been a buzzard that's been hanging around. Okay, good. Beautiful. I'm not a bird expert, but Jennifer says our house hasn't sold yet. Oh, interesting. Mourning doves were their favorite. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So maybe it's a dove that I'm seeing, but it's time to write songs. Okay. And you know what? I don't want you to hear this. Your grandfather saying like, don't wait for the house to sell, to relax and surrender and just settle into where you are, trusting that you're exactly where you need to be in this moment. Okay. So, you've sort of been living in this sort of limbo state, like waiting for the next thing or waiting for something to happen. I want you to stay right where you are, grounded in the present moment, and just be grateful for everything that you have. And then trust that things are going to unfold exactly as they're supposed to. Okay. So connect to these mourning doves, connect to the energy of your grandfather. He's here to remind you that you're all is well, everything in divine timing. Okay. So don't focus on, oh, the house hasn't sold yet, or, oh, what's missing, or, oh, what's lacking, or, oh, what's next. This is dwelling on the past and worrying about the future. And when we do that, we don't have access to the present moment. we can't have peace in the present moment. So, so I want you to just focus on being in the present moment, connecting with nature, and channeling these beautiful gifts that you have. And the message tonight is, please write a song, get your creative juices flowing. This is actually going to help open up the energy for you and start manifesting more of what you deeply desire, perhaps the new house or perhaps the sale of this one. Okay, so staying where you are in the moment, being present, channeling this creative energy, and just taking my advice, taking some deep diaphragmatic breaths, and trusting that all is unfolding in divine timing. Okay, Jennifer, thank you for being here. Okay. Jennifer says, that's so true. I've been living in limbo. Thanks. Yeah, good. I feel it. So just ground. There's no such thing as limbo. Limbo is up here, and limbo is a state of mind, right? So your body is where it needs to be in this moment. So drop into your body and trust your environment. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be for the time that you need to be there. And when it's time for you to move on, you will. Okay. There's no mistakes in nature, right? Everything always happens in divine timing. All right. So I hope that offered you some reassurance. I love your question and thank you for confirming. It's beautiful. And I will see you soon. Come back and let me know how this unfolds for you. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Anne. Thanks for being here. And says, hi, Sabrina. Any messages for me today? I haven't been on in a few weeks. I did end up getting a puppy. Yay. All right, good. I love that you got a puppy. It's so cute. Is it like a little terrier, like tan and brown and tan and gray or something like that? It feels like it's got really cute brown eyes. I love that you have this bond and this connection, and this is really opening up your heart. Okay. This is kind of like what animals do. It's like they bring this energy of unconditional love, and we start to soften. We start to care about them. It brings out our nurturing side. It brings out our protective side. All of a sudden your heart starts to expand. And this expansion actually is a frequency shift. So as you embody this unconditional love for this dog, you're actually embodying the energy of unconditional love. And that's going to affect every part of your life. Okay. So what I love about the dog, and I think that's part of the reason why I think I told you to get one many, many, many weeks ago, is because it usually sets the stage for, attracting love into your life. And so I feel like, this is sort of preceding, the possibility of a new relationship or new connections in your life. And they feel very loving and very beneficial. It's like the dog kind of forces you to go out. You're going to the dog park, you're meeting people, you're connecting with people. And so the message for you tonight is just to allow your heart to open. Stay in an open heart. You've said yes to the dog. Say yes to all that is required in order to nurture this animal and to nurture this bond, because as you nurture this bond, you're also healing some part of your heart that has been feeling isolated for quite some time. Okay. So this is your message tonight is really about receiving love. And I really feel that. I really feel that just the willingness to receive love and to allow love to reach you in those places where you've been sort of love starved for quite some time. Okay. And that's sort of the message I have for you. It's coming out and meeting people and going out into the world. There is more for you. There's more for you out there. Again, we talked about this at the beginning, it's just kind of like coming out of this limiting beliefs and this small paradigm that's felt comfortable and safe for so long. But it's limited. It's not fulfilling for you, right? So you want to be able to expand your environment, expand your circle. So the dog is a kind of sort of a gentle opening into this new expansion. So I love that for you. So again, it's the same message that came through for Jennifer. There's always a theme in the Oracle Hour, as you've noticed, week after week. For those of you that are always here, it's like tonight, it's really about grounding and staying present in the moment and really allowing for that feminine energy to come through, allowing for transformation to take place, and just trusting that we're exactly where we're supposed to be. Okay. So that's my message for you. The other thing I wanted to say too, it feels like there's some changes around your work as well. And those could be sudden, but they're going to be positive, right? So there's something happening on the work front that's also going to feel expansive. And it's really all kind of coming from this expanded energy around being a new dog mom. So there's good things coming as a result of this. So come back and let me know how that unfolds for you, and let us know how the how the relationship with how the new relationships are unfolding as you step out into this new environment. Okay, thank you for stopping by tonight. Hi, Carla. Okay, Carla says, hi, Sabrina. I got a work related call today. I will like to know what's coming for me in the near future. Thank you in advance. Okay. And says, I will. Thank you. Okay, good. Beautiful. Let's see. I got a work related call today. I'm sort of tuning into your energy and feeling some similar vibes. I think we talked last week or a couple of weeks ago. So it looks like you're getting a new job or you're getting a job. There is a job opportunities that are coming for you, and this is what you're sort of creating and manifesting and what you're open to. So that's beautiful. The near future, I think, is around. Again, it feels like it feels like a local opportunity, like you're kind of sticking around your community. It feels like something that's like through a referral, and yeah, I have, as I'm tuning into you, I feel like a message, from your spirit team, from sort of your loved ones. It feels like a grandmother energy is here for you tonight. And she's sort of, for some reason, she's kind of emphasizing, she's emphasizing paying more attention to what you're eating, something about cooking, and paying attention to your health and your body and how you're nourishing yourself. I don't know if you've been stressed lately, but not really taking proper care of your body. So there's some kind of a message to stay grounded and to take care of your physical body, to make sure that you're getting enough rest and you're eating good, clean food. There's something, physically that you need to be paying attention to. So I want you to sort of stay present to that as you're focusing on bringing in these new work opportunities. Sometimes the messages we get are not what we want, but they're just exactly what we need, and they're sort of connected. So I feel like, the work situation is going to resolve itself, just to answer your question directly. And again, take my advice around the manifestation, right? So I always like to answer these types of questions in two ways. I'll give you the psychic read on what's coming through for you now, and then the spiritual guidance, which is, envision the type of work that you want to manifest, or that you want to be in, that's the kind of environment you want to be in, and what feels good to you, and really start to embody that so that you can call it into tangible evidence. Okay, so I can predict what's going to happen based on your current energy, but you have free will. You are a sovereign being. You are in charge of your destiny, right? So you can this is really coming through very strongly for you, to be intentional about where you put your thoughts, and your making sure your thoughts and your dialogue, your language, your inner dialogue, and the way you talk to other people and your actions line up with the life that you want, including, grandma's sort of tapping me on the shoulder, including how you take care of your physical health. Okay, so that's really important for you to know for tonight. Okay, Carla, thank you so much for stopping by, and let me know how that unfolds for you. Okay, good. Hi, Joe Daisy. Joe Daisy says, hi, Sabrina. So happy I made it. I'm so happy you made it too. Do you recognize past life connections? I do. Yes. I mean, look, let's just talk about past life connections for a moment, since you brought up the question. So, all of us that are here at this time, and this is true for every human in every lifetime, the souls that you are podding with in this current incarnation are usually people that you are connected with from a past life. So look at your close relationships, especially the ones that you feel really, really drawn to. If you feel super magnetized to somebody, like you're even sort of inexplicably, it could be even somebody who triggers you, like someone who really sort of creates a strong emotional response. It can be positive or it can be negative. It really, it doesn't matter, if it's good or bad. It's just about the intensity of the draw. Those are usually people that we have unfinished business with, or we've been in connection with in a past life. Sometimes we meet people and, we feel an instant familiarity. We feel like instantly safe, around them. We feel like we've known them, our whole lives. And so this is a sign of a past life connection. Okay. And so let me just tune into you. I don't know if you have a question around that. But let me see if I can channel something for you around past life connections. Yeah, so I feel like there is a gentleman in your environment that feels like you have this sort of strong magnetic draw to. Okay, and feel free to verify any of this information. This feels like a karmic relationship. So karmic relationships are different than soulmate relationships. A karmic relationship is usually hard. It's usually like there's a tough lesson to learn. There's unfinished business. You agree to meet in this current incarnation so that you can resolve, issues in the relationship. I mean, ultimately, we come back lifetime after lifetime to neutralize karma and to be able to choose love, right? To be able to choose peace and to choose, our connection to God, something that will get us closer to the awareness that we are God. Okay. And so this is what lifetimes are for in our human form. And depending on where you are in your current lifetime, you probably have some unresolved karma with some people in your life. And the ones that you feel really, really drawn to, this particular guy that I'm picking up on feels like a karmic relationship. Like I said, soulmate relationships feel like, Joe Daisy says, I've been involved with someone, though he has ghosted and blocked me. Yeah. Okay. So this feels painful, right? And that's a karmic relationship. That's hard. Hard is when there's like a lesson that you need to learn. There is something in this relationship. Joe Daisy says, I've known him for 24 years. He's been in and out of my life. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling. So this guy, so he's reflecting something back to you. And what he's reflecting back to you, this karmic relationships are here to teach us lessons about ourselves, to teach us how to love ourselves more deeply, to teach us how to go deeper into those dark places, our shadow aspects, the parts of us that are traumatized from childhood or from other life experiences, and to teach us how to really love ourselves. Okay. So what he's reflecting back to you is, and this might be hard to hear. Okay. And I say this with love and respect, but what he's reflecting back to you is you needing to raise your own standard around how you want to be loved. Okay, so how you want to be treated, your own self-esteem, making sure that that you are able to set healthy boundaries. Okay, him coming in and out of your life should not be okay. Right? Why is that okay with you? It shouldn't be okay with you. So we're going to learn how to raise the standard for love in your life and not accept this type of behavior. Okay. The draw that you feel for him, Joe Daisy says he sent me on an inward journey. Good. So sad, but beautiful. I'm learning to love myself. Thank you. Okay, good. This is what that's all he's here to do. That's the role that he's here to play in your life. Okay. And this is true for all karmic relationships. Karmic relationships are not meant to be lifelong relationships. They are lessons. Okay. The people that we have karmic relationships with are our teachers. They're here to teach us something. And the quicker we learn it, the more we can resolve. Thank this person for teaching us a very hard lesson, for triggering a pain cycle that sent us on a healing journey that allowed us to become more loving, more self-aware, more embodied in our self-worth, better versions of ourselves, and then send them on their way. Okay, so this is exactly the role that he played in your life, and this was a karmic relationship. And honestly, now is the moment for you to call this karma complete. Okay, so one thing that I would advise is to just do some, first of all, get rid of anything of his that you might own, clear out the energy in your home. I feel like there's some bits and pieces you need to get rid of, so do that. And the other thing I want to say too is to just visualize yourself letting him go. Visualize yourself untangling cords with this person. Okay. One moment, I'll be right back. I have a crying puppy in the background. Pardon me. I'm in a new location tonight. We're actually having Oracle Hour from Arizona, from Sedona. So, okay, so that's what I want you to do is I want you to visualize yourself untangling energetic ties with this relationship, letting him go and, blessing him and sort of sending him his way and just thanking him for the lessons that he was able to provide for you, for everything that he taught you about yourself, about loving yourself, and just bless him and wish him well. Okay. It's really important that you don't wish him any ill, or you don't harbor resentment, or that you don't still obsess about what happened or try to ruminate and replay the relationship in your mind, because all you're doing is staying stuck in that same pain cycle. Okay. What is Joe Daisy saying? He and I had a very deep connection. There's so much more. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Yeah, I hear you. And it feels like it's a really deep story and a long story. Obviously, over the span of 24 years, I'm sure there's so much more that you could tell me. But it doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is that you are now coming out of this and you're taking responsibility for the quality of your life, for how you want to be loved. And now is the time of transformation, when you're stepping into a new paradigm for your life. And this relationship can't come with you. It cannot come with you. You can't drag this into the next into this next paradigm, because it doesn't fit. It's not a match for the person that you're becoming. Okay. So really visualize yourself sort of untangling ties with him and thanking him for the lesson, and thanking him for teaching you how to love yourself more deeply. Joe Daisy, I would recommend too coming in and seeing me for a reading. For any of you that want to go deeper and get more details about what's going on in your life, if you want to interact and ask questions, and we can go deeper into the intimate details of your life, I recommend booking a 1-hour session with me. We'll put the link at the end. Okay, Joe Daisy, thank you so much for stopping by. Good. Beautiful. I hope that was helpful. Okay, who is next? Hi, Emily. Emily says, I'm wondering how I should spend my summer vacation off of school. Should I go back to Hawaii for the majority of time or stay where I am? Thank you. Okay, so Emily, again, I'm going to answer this question in two ways. I'm going to give you my spiritual advice, and then I'm going to give you my psychic hit on what I feel is beneficial for you at this time. So there's no wrong choice. There just isn't. There's a choice that's going to, create one set of opportunities, and they can be lessons, they can be challenges, but always opportunities for growth and expansion. And there can be another choice that will open a different set of opportunities for growth and expansion. So should I stay? Should I go? It doesn't matter. What matters is learning to trust your body, and learning to trust what brings you joy, what really feels joyful to you, what really feels like it's going to light you up, like it's going to allow you to expand. It feels like Hawaii has been calling you, like it's just calling you, right? So this is now my psychic reading. So Hawaii is calling you, and there's something important for you there. It's kind of like a full circle moment for you to go back there. It feels like there's new relationships even that you're going to forge. In fact, a really important one that's kind of there for you. And so it would be good for you to go to Hawaii, whether that you go for vacation or you go there for school, or whenever you're going. But, there's, like I said, there's no wrong choice. Okay. So it's just a matter of you trusting what feels right in your body. Okay. There is something calling you in Hawaii. It feels like there's there could be like one or two things pending here back home, like maybe a couple of friends or a couple of little sort of, I don't know if it's a part-time job or something that you have going on here. But whatever is here is not going anywhere. Okay. I feel like it'll be back. It'll be waiting for you when you get back. Okay. So, in fact, I feel like you're going to go back and forth for some time, you know? I mean, I want you to really take responsibility for creating the life that you want, and take a deep diaphragmatic breath. As I mentioned, I talk about this every week, and really envision how you want to spend your summer. How do you want to feel in your body? And the first response, the first thing that comes through is always the correct one. Follow your joy. It doesn't need to make sense. This is how we develop our intuition. It doesn't need to make sense. So I want you to really trust what's in your body. I feel definitely a call to Hawaii, a pull there. There's a full circle moment and an important connection there for you. There's also time in nature there that's going to be very healing for you as well. There's something about nature and what you're doing and what you're studying that really sort of overlaps as well. So yeah, I feel like you might even start a project there, or um, like a community project or something like that in Hawaii. So that's a good thing. That's a blessing to go there. And when you leave is entirely up to you. Okay. I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate your question. Okay. Who's next? Hi, View. It's nice to see you here. Hi, Sabrina. Things are still chaotic for me since last week from losing my job. I'm severely depressed. Do you see anything positive coming from me? Thank you in advance. Okay, good. I love that you came back. I'm happy to support you during this very difficult time. I really want to send you so much love and empathy. It's very difficult to lose your job and to feel destabilized, during this very intense time. The one thing I want to say about winning and losing and gaining and letting go and things falling away from us and during this time is that anything that's not in service to your highest and best good is generally going to get pushed out of your life, especially during this transition time, during the eclipse time, which I talked about at the beginning of the show. So, I want you to just move into that place of acceptance. Okay. So depression is a very low energy state, and it's hard to have energy to do anything else. Okay. So I'm glad you're here tonight so I can infuse you with some positivity and give you some unconditional love through the airwaves. And I hope you feel my compassion for you. Okay. So I'm going to give you some positive things to reflect on and some good news. Okay. So I do feel like there is another job coming around. Feels like it's still a month out. Okay. So a few weeks to a month out. And you can accelerate that timeline by positive visualizations, by doing the embodiment work, by coming out of depression. Okay. So how you come out of depression is you learn to feel all of your feelings. The reason you feel depressed is because you're suppressing your emotions. Okay. So I want you to let yourself have a good cry, let yourself scream. You have to move energy in order to get out of this depressed state, in order to unblock yourself. Okay. So I want you to spend the next however many weeks, of course, come back every Oracle hour so I can continue to support you, but spend however many weeks just doing some deep diaphragmatic breathing every morning. Okay. As soon as you wake up in the morning, engage in this practice of breathing in and out of the diaphragm, and just visualizing, that you're well, that all is well, that there's a job coming, that you are safe, that you're provided for, that good things are coming. Okay. So I want you to really visualize that every day. Okay. Just to bring yourself out of depression. View says, yes, been doing a lot of that lately. Okay, good. Beautiful. Is there another? View says, you have been a godsend for me. Okay, good. Beautiful. I appreciate that. I really, really do. And I'm happy to be here for you. Okay. So I want you to really focus on just hand on your heart, hand on your belly, breathing in and out of your diaphragm, regulating your nervous system so you can come out of a depressive state. Okay. It's really hard to manifest when we're feeling low. In fact, we need to feel joyful in order to bring things into our lives, feel a sense of expansion and excitement. Okay. So in the meantime, some things that you can do, like I said, there's a job coming, feels like it's a retail situation, within your community. You might even be able to walk to it. Okay. So it's something that's close by. It could be through a friend of a friend. I don't know. I'm seeing a flower shop or a bookstore. View says, okay, I will work on that. Trying to stay positive, but worried about bills and food. Okay. So, I mean, for that, you have to rely on the resources in your community, and really focus on, like, just again, when you come out of that mindset of not being worried and not being depressed, all of a sudden new possibilities start to emerge. Okay. So we can't, and this is what I want to say to you, and for everybody who's watching live and watching on the replay, the consciousness that created the problem is not the one that's going to solve it. Okay. So you can't solve your problem with the same mind that created it, is another way of saying it. So we have to come into a more expanded consciousness. We have to expand our minds. We have to broaden our minds to hold that positive energy. And from there, all of a sudden, new inspirations will come through, new opportunities will come through, and new possibilities will start to present themselves. Okay. So there are resources in your community view. I really feel that. I feel like even if you started to ask the people that you know, or rely on family or some friends, that people would support you. You have a deep belief that you're alone, that you're completely on your own, and it's not true. Okay. You are loved. You are provided for. You are supported. It's just a matter of being willing to receive that. There's been a lot in your life view that has guarded you up and blocked you from, you're just keeping yourself safe because you don't want to feel pain. Right. And so View says, yes, I truly feel alone. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. Okay. You have people in your life that would support you if you let them in, if you reached out. Okay. It's so important for you to really just learn to ask. You're not asking, you're not advocating for yourself, right? You're just sort of letting life happen to you. And when we are letting life happen to us, we stay in that victim consciousness, which is indeed quite depressed and quite incapable of being creative and finding creative solutions and manifesting good things. So the bridge to feeling depressed, View says, I have no family and very few friends. Okay. Well, even the few friends that you have, I feel like are there for you. There are more people than you think there are if you just start to lean in, start reaching out into your local community. There's something about a library. There's a local bookstore or local library in your community. I want you to kind of wander in there, and I feel like something's going to open up for you in your community, and it's going to feel good, and you're going to feel a sense of home and a sense of connection and a sense of community. Shiloh has a message for you here. Lacey, can we see Shiloh's message? Shiloh says, you're not alone. You have this beautiful community with Sabrina. Yeah, that's right. You have this beautiful community. You can come every week and join us, and we will love on you and infuse you with positivity so that you can really bring yourself online and start to take responsibility for how you want your life to go. Okay. We don't have to be victims. Sometimes bad things happen to us. Okay. And it's out of our control. And as painful as it is in the moment, it's just a matter of reminding ourselves that everything's always happening for our highest and best good, even when it doesn't feel that way. Okay. So I appreciate your love, Shiloh. That's awesome. And I want you to really start to accept that you are loved and you are supported and that you can advocate for your needs. And there are people that you can call in your community that you're not calling. There are resources that you're not taking advantage of. And as you start to bring yourself the energy of hey, what can I do for myself today? Let me do one small thing for myself today. That energy is going to help expand your world. And all of a sudden, you feel less depressed. You feel more excited. You feel more connected. You feel a little bit safer. You feel a little more reassured. And as that energy amplifies, you start to magnetize opportunities to you in your life, including getting a job, right? Which is happening. I feel like that is in your imminent future. So give it about a month or so, but you have to do the work to do the diaphragmatic breathing and doing the positive visualization and the affirmations that you're safe and loved, and start advocating for yourself. I feel like you need to get on the phone, get out in your community and start leaning into your friends and coming out of the sort of fear, that small contracted experience of being worried and afraid, regardless of all the evidence you have. And really taking that leap to just believe that better things are coming. Even if you just are willing, I'm willing to believe that, thank you, View says, thank you. It's been hard to trust because so many I have trusted stab me in the back. I get it. I get it. And again, when you have a belief that life is hard and that people aren't trustworthy and that you're going to get hurt, this is what I said earlier. It feels like you're sort of guarded up and you've been keeping yourself safe and limited from connecting with other people for a long time. So when you have those beliefs, you're going to attract the evidence that those beliefs are true. So it's really important for you to be willing. I want you to just start with the willingness. I'm willing to believe life can be easy. I'm willing to believe that people care about me. I'm willing to believe that I'm provided for. Just start with the willingness. And as soon as you start to see some evidence of that, you can drop the willingness and step into the I am provided for. I am loved. I am safe. Okay. You get to change the evidence in your life by changing your belief system first. This is the work you need to do to bring yourself out of a bad situation. And, I've known people that were homeless and created an amazing life for themselves, but just by doing this work, just by bringing themselves into a positive state of mind and being willing to believe that things could get better. Okay, so that's my wish for you, and I want you to stay on track and keep me posted and come back and join our beautiful community here that loves you so much and is already supporting you. Okay, thank you for stopping by, View. Good. All right. Hi, Tati. Tati says, Dear Sabrina, I have felt alone, discouraged, unloved, not fully appreciated in my love life, career, and other spheres of my life for quite some time. But before I run out of space here, any advice? Okay, good. There's plenty of space. You can just keep typing. First of all, thank you for stopping by. Okay, so we can hear the themes tonight are about staying grounded, staying in the present moment, cultivating presence, and really embodying that energy of unconditional love, right? We all need it. Thank you so much, Lacey. That's beautiful. Okay, so we all need this energy of unconditional love. Okay, and so you have evidence that you're alone, that people don't appreciate you, and that things are just not working out for you. So I want you to see that this is a state of mind, right? These are all beliefs that you have about yourself deep down inside. They're the deep belief that you're not worthy, that you're not important, that you're not valued, or that you're not appreciated. Somewhere, this goes back all the way back to your childhood, somewhere in your childhood. This is where these beliefs get ingrained, they get imprinted in our subconscious mind, into our cellular memory, okay, into our bodies. They get imprinted there. And then the subconscious mind is responsible for manifesting 90% of all of the circumstances of our lives, okay, whether we know it or not, whether we realize it or not. We're going to manifest the environment that allows us to relive the pain of childhood, okay? And why do we do this? Why does this happen? It happens because we are not aware of what's going on subconsciously. This is just what it does. It's going to manifest what feels comfortable, what feels normal, right? Even though it's painful. Okay. So I want you to really pause and take a piece of paper, and I want you to practice this on your own. Okay. And write out all of the limiting beliefs you have about yourself. Okay. All of the ways in which you have viewed your life, and just take a look at that. Okay. Take a look at that, because those beliefs is what you are creating. All right. And then I want you to take another piece of paper, and I want you to write out how you envision your life. What would you like to see change? What would you like to see differently? Okay. And start by, I'm worthy of love, or I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Okay. So just start with some inner child work, like inner healing work, where you're really meeting that part of you that feels unloved and unvalued and unappreciated, and giving her compassion and support, because you're the source of the love that you seek. And this is true for you, and it's true for everybody who's watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay. You are the source of the love that you're seeking. And so you have to be able to give it to yourself first. If you can recognize yourself first and love yourself first and honor yourself first, the whole world will meet you there. Okay. And so this is what my advice to you, this is my spiritual guidance. This is the place that you need to really work on and take responsibility for. Okay. And so, there is, I feel psychically as well. I want to give you sort of my psychic reading. You asked me for advice, so that's my spiritual advice. But as far as intuition goes, I do feel like there's some changes coming. Like there's either a move or a change in job. There's like a shift coming for you. So there is something that's going to give, right? You're kind of like at this, like, yeah, you're at this point of I don't want to call it a bottom, but it's kind of like you can't take anymore, right? So it's like the point of like contraction. And so, something is going to give in your life. I feel that's happening soon. I actually feel uh yeah, I feel like I don't know if you have a brother in the spirit realm, and maybe you can confirm this, but it feels like there's a male presence that's here, that's sort of guiding you and wanting to. He wants to come in with a sort of kind of an apology, sort of like it's almost like because of what happened in your family, you're feeling this way. Okay. And so this is my sort of my intuitive sense of what's going on for you. There is support for you in the spirit realm that you can start to lean into. And I want you to practice this. Anybody can connect. Anybody can feel the presence of their loved ones and feel the presence of their spirit guides. There is this male presence that's sort of here to remind you, like, you're not alone and you have support, and that what happened to you wasn't your fault. This is like there's a real acknowledgement of something that happened for you in your childhood, and so it'd be really good for you to connect with this energy, perhaps in a mediumship session. And Lacey will post the link at the end, okay, so that we can sort of connect you to your ancestors, so you can come out of this deep conditioning that you've had for so long around feeling unworthy of love. Okay. In the meantime, I want you to really focus on these new beliefs that you're going to write out for yourself, how you envision your life, how you see your life, what you want to feel like, the kind of life that you deeply desire to have. Giving yourself permission to go there is going to be so important for you. And doing the diaphragmatic breathing and just meeting your inner child with lots of love and compassion. So you get to decide, if people are not appreciating you, you get to set that standard. You get to set those boundaries and create how people are going to treat you by loving yourself, by choosing to honor yourself, and by choosing to see yourself as lovable. Okay, so it has to start with you. It starts with you. When you shift your beliefs and you shift your energy, you shift your frequency, you change your circumstances. Okay, so my recommendation is doing the deep subconscious reprogramming, inner child work, so that you can heal, and also connecting with the presence of this loved one that I feel on your behalf, that really is kind of like coming for you. He's kind of coming for you and saying, I'm sorry that this happened, or I'm sorry that we let this happen. And so I hope you hear that, and I hope that lands right in your heart. That is my intention as I transmit these messages, so that you can feel loved and supported, not just by me and this community, but by your ancestors and by the spirit realm. Okay. And thank you so much for stopping by, Daddy. Good. Beautiful. Okay, I think we're going to wrap there tonight. Guys, it's almost 7:00. I don't know where the time flies. Thank you so much for being here with me, for hanging on at 6:00 instead of 5 p.m. as we usually do. I love, love, love channeling these messages. I love hosting Oracle Hour. I am so honored that you trust me with your questions, with your heart, with your pain, with your struggles, and allow me to support you in this time in your life, whatever it is that you're going through. For those of you that are looking for a guide, if you're looking for a support, or you want to dive deeper into the messages that you've got some questions, perhaps you didn't get your question answered tonight, you can find the link right here on the screen. This is where you book a reading with me. You get an hour of my undivided attention. For those of you that need inner child work, I mean, who doesn't need inner child work? Everybody needs to really learn how to honor and love the inner child within. This is the deep, deep, deep work that I do in a one-to-one container with clients. You can also find the information about that on my website under the one-to-one page. Okay. And for those of you that are desiring a mediumship connection, if you want to connect with your loved ones, I know I had some loved ones come through tonight. If you want to receive a message from the spirit realm, a mediumship class is very deep. It is very healing. It's usually a community of us that gather, and there's always a theme as well. That comes through during the mediumship class. That's the link to book the mediumship class. It's in sometime in April. You can check out the link. I think it's April 26th. and that's at 10 a.m. and it's a 2-hour workshop. I am capping this mediumship class at 10 people so that everybody is guaranteed a connection. Okay. So there's the link for that. So in the meantime, I'm sending you all my love, and enjoy this new moon in Aries and this powerful eclipse energy. Remember to stay grounded. Remember to spend time in nature and to get very intentional about your thoughts and your feelings and your visions about the life that you want to create for yourself. I'm sending you all my love, and I will see you next week. Bye.